Welcome to the Beer Den Podcast. Tonight we'll be drinking Lagunitas, a little something extra ale.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Beer Den Podcast. My name is Ethan Hoopy.
And I'm Michael LaRoe. Tonight we have a little something extra from Lagunitas Brewing Company. They started in 1993, I guess technically over a ruined turkey dinner according to their website.
A ruined turkey dinner.
It was a Thanksgiving, I believe is what they said.
Okay.
And Tony McGee, the founder, he ruined... he was brewing in the kitchen, I think, and he messed something up and it ruined the dinner. And so his wife kicked him out to his shed to brew out there. And so from there, he ended up, brewing, getting a little bit bigger. He moved to kind of like a bigger, like shed garage kind of thing. And eventually he ended up expanding like into like another brewery over in Chicago.
Okay.
Now they ship all over the country, and they're also in like 20 different countries around the world.
That's awesome.
So, from humble beginnings to a pretty common name, Lagunitas is, I'd say, pretty well known.
Yeah, pretty well known. From getting yelled at by your wife to starting your own company.
Yeah. So, a little something extra. It is a white IPA. It's pretty similar to like Belgian wheat beers, is my understanding.
Yeah, it's a very crisp, very light beer. Color wise, it's a nice gold with quite a bit of transparency to it.
Yeah, very. I mean, hardly a haze to it, maybe ever so slightly, but yeah, nice straw gold color.
Yep.
I think you described the aroma as kind of a dull Pilsner.
Yeah. It reminds me of a Pilsner, but it's not as strong as like a Pilsner would be.
Again, very similar to a wheat beer, but with like obviously that IPA hoppiness to it.
Yeah.
It's a little bit dry, but it is smooth. It has kind of a moderate bitterness to it.
Yeah, I definitely think it's really smooth. This is kind of a good casual drink, I would say.
It has a medium carbonation to it. It poured with a really nice head. Nice kind of off-white head to it. Lacing's decent. Flavor, I feel like it's a little hoppy. Like a little too much hops to it.
Really? I feel like it's a bit hoppy for it being... It's a weird combination of like a light beer with having a decent amount of hops in it, because I don't feel like it tastes exactly like a traditional IPA would. It has like the crispness of, like I say, like a Pilsner, but it does have like quite a bit of that hop bitterness kind of mixed in, some of that citrus taste that, that's in there and stuff like that.
Okay.
It's very unique.
I feel it tastes kind of heavy. Like compared to a traditional IPA, I feel like it's a little heavier.
A little bit heavier.
So we base everything on 3 criteria. We have quality out of 50 points. We have value out of 25. And we also have the design of the can or bottle. For quality, I gave it a 30. I wasn't a huge fan of the white IPA, especially compared to other IPAs that we've had. Again, I felt like this was a little bit too hoppy.
Okay.
What did you score it?
I actually didn't mind it too much. I scored it a 36. I thought it had kind of a nice freshness to it, a good crispness to the taste. I actually didn't think it was that hoppy. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because we've had a few. If that's kind of dulling the taste.
Are IPAs starting to grow on you?
I don't know. Maybe that's it too. Maybe I'm just starting to like IPAs and that kind of hoppy zing that they have. But yeah, I felt like it was a nice crisp beer that kind of it's an easy drink. But yeah, so I went with a 36.
Okay. Value wise, this came in at $11.49 for a 6-pack. I didn't think that was a bad price for this, but since I did score it a little bit lower on the quality, I scored it a little bit lower on value. So I ended up giving it a 13 out of 25. Again, I think the price is good. It just wasn't my kind of an IPA.
Yeah, I agree with you with the price. It's reasonable, but it's not as low as kind of maybe you'd want. Because of my quality score, I ended up giving it a few extra points in this category. I ended up going with a 15.
Okay. Now, the design of the bottle itself, I ended up scoring it a 17. It has some interesting things to it. One in particular is its quote-unquote description. So it's not so much a description of the beer as just a paragraph of it's just some kind of weird paragraph. And honestly, I'm not going to read it, but I would strongly suggest anybody that sees this beer read the little paragraph, because it's kind of just out there. It's has nothing to do with the beer itself, has nothing to really do about the company.
Yeah.
It's just a completely random like paragraph.
Well, it's a decent sized paragraph.
Yeah, yeah, and it's just that too. It is a paragraph that it's not just a quick description of something. It's I don't know, it's just kind of strange, but it's a fun read. This is a limited release, and they make sure you know that right on the label. Has the alcohol content, 8.7%. Overall, I didn't really like the color scheme of it. I felt like they could have done a little bit different. I like the kind of, I don't know, is that like a pinup girl?
Yeah, sort of a, I don't even know what
like
era,
person?
but
yeah. So,
pinup girl, essentially.
Yeah. I don't know, I kind of like that, but I don't know. Overall, I'm not too impressed with this label.
It's fairly plain. It has some interesting aspects, but I agree. Like, I ended up giving it the exact same score, 17. There's nothing necessarily terrible about it or really bad about it. But it is still kind of a plain design, and, you know, not to really take away from like the taste and the flavor and everything. And that's kind of why we give the design a bit lower weight, but I think that they could have done a little bit more, make it a bit more exciting.
It's unique because, I mean, even where like on most bottles it has like in these states you can get like a 5-cent or a 10-cent deposit, and in parentheses it's like, whoa. And then like they have that paragraph that's just kind of randomly there, like it has no purpose other than just like this weird thing. So the label itself is kind of weird, and I like that quirkiness, but I feel like the label itself kind of just isn't as quirky as what it's like a weird like lower end to that. It could be quirkier and fit a little bit more.
Yeah, it's almost like it's trying to be goofy and everything, but then it's like the imagery on it is actually kind of serious, or at least not. It's definitely not goofy, you know?
Yeah.
It's pretty plain kind of looking bottle that then has all these kind of like weird sort of secrets on it that if you
even on
attention,
the name it says, you know, it's Lagunitas, and underneath it says "Say Lagunitas."
Yeah,
like it's, I don't know,
sounds it out for you.
Yeah, and it's a fun bottle, but I feel like with the name, the logo, they could have done a little bit more.
Yeah, they could have just done a little bit more with it. And I think, I mean, 17 is not terrible. It's, you know, definitely above average, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it could have more pizzazz for, you know, it seems like it's trying to do more pizzazz, And yeah, I just think that if they would have taken it the little step further, it probably would have gotten better score. But
Okay. So overall, that gives your score a 68. My score was a 60. Average those out, and we have a 64 out of 100 for Lagunitas A Little Something Extra Ale.
hey, everybody. Thank you for listening to another Beer Den review.
Don't forget to follow us on social media. Links down in the description.
Subscribe, like, and share. And if there are any beers you would like us to try out, leave them in the comments below.
We'll see you on the next episode of the Beer Den Podcast. So tonight we got a little something extra from Lagunitas. A little bit about them. They started in 1993 over a ruined turkey chicken dinner thing.
A what? Lagunitas?
I can't not say it with a little Spanish flair.
Lagunitas Brewing Company.